Alright, so round 5, I was paired with Daniel Herman, aka the weird man that lives next door. The cool thing about this game, I don't know if I should, I'll show the graph after, but it's a pretty interesting graph. Daniel is also my brother. Daniel is a master. Like, he's like 22, 20 something, maybe 22, 30 after this tournament. And we're on board 1. We're playing for like $600. I have 3 points. He has 4. I'm the only one with 3 points. He's the only one with 4. If I win, we tie for first. If we draw, he gets clear first. I get second. I tie for second. And if he wins, he gets clear first, and I get, like, I don't know, under 2,000 prize or something. But, okay, I have the white pieces. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, g3. Just to, I don't know how to play against the Queen's Indian, so that's why I play this move order. Okay, so we've had this position, I think, at least once before in a quick chess game, and I think I won. I might be wrong. I've beaten Daniel a few times with my G3 little systems. But, C5, A3, takes, queen takes. I am not in theory. I didn't really know what I was doing. Knight f3. I don't really want to take here, because he just plays knight c6, he gets a free tempo on the queen, so knight f3, if I can take with the knight, that's what I want to do. d5, c takes d5, queen takes d5, and now I have to take on d4, otherwise he'll play e5, and then I won't have the chance. So this is forced, and knight c6 is a nice move to throw in instead of trading right away, so that he has a square for his knight. Takes, bishop g2, b6, and here we have a queenless middle game. I don't think it's really an endgame yet. This is a queenless middle game, where I thought I was slightly worse and he thought he was slightly worse. However, he was correct. This is slightly better for white. The reason I wasn't a huge fan of this was he's controlling a lot of squares in the center here, and my bishop doesn't have a great square to go to. I have artificial pressure, I think, along this diagonal. That's only really a factor if I can fix my knight. In an endgame, you want to keep your king in the center, but there's no real reasonable way for me to do that right now. Because, I don't know, like, where in the center? My king doesn't have any good squares. Like, this looks really dumb. I played bishop d2. I'm trying to keep my options open. B4 is always a move I'm considering, but I am also just a little bit cautious about making such a big pawn push in a position I know nothing about. So bishop d2 is good. Bishop b7. b4 should be played. Castles is equally good. And the reason I castle is because I need to put my rooks on useful squares, and my king just doesn't have like a nice square to sit on in the center. I will say that he doesn't have a great way to stay in the center either, because, I mean, now I'll probably play b4, and he's just kind of sitting in an awkward place. So castling is probably ideal for black as well. And then here, I think that my knight on f3 needs fixing, personally. Josh agreed. Not many other people did. I normally would never play the move that I played, but I just couldn't figure out a way to fix my knight. Also, my bishop is not very good. Like my dark squared bishop. I mean, it's fine. I have the bishop pair, that's nice, but if I don't have a good square to put it on because of this stupid knight sitting on my face, how do I even show that I have a bishop pair? So natural moves would be these. These are the natural moves, but none of them I thought fixed my knight. I want to play e4, but if I play e4, he can play knight f6, and this is already attacked. I don't have a good way to a good place to put my knight to defend my pawn, and it looks like shit. So the knight is just gonna like sit on my face for a while. So I came up with rook f to e1, which may look weird to most people. I don't think Daniel said it looked weird to him. The point is that I want to play e4 so that I can play bishop c3, so that I can play knight d2, so that I can put my knight somewhere useful, like f1 to e3 or d2 to c4, maybe. Like I don't know where my knight is useful, but it's just looks like poop, and it's my last piece to fix. So rook d8 is reasonable. e4, knight f... I was expecting knight f6. I remember this move shocked me a little bit. I don't understand. I have to ask him about this, why he would put his knight here where it has like no ambition, versus knight f6 where at least he's, I don't know. If I can't, well, I mean, that's true over here too, but I don't know, knight f6 just felt more natural to me. I can't really explain it. So knight d7 is not bad, but I just don't understand why you would do that. So bishop c3, now at least I fixed one of my pieces. The next piece I have to fix is the knight on f3. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this yet, but at least I made a little progress. I kicked his annoying knight away. So rook d7, and I think that putting a rook on d1 is forced. Otherwise, he just doubles, and then I can never do that, and he has a fine position. The d-file is one of the only imbalances in the position that can be fought for. So we trade the rooks, and I play knight d2, and I'm starting to feel more comfortable. Knight f1 to e3 might be where my knight is useful. I really don't know, honestly. I just know that I don't like it on f3. So now he can play knight d4. That's like a small drawback, I suppose, to playing knight d2. But I didn't mind so much. Apparently bishop f1 is very good here, which is surprising to me. What is the point of bishop f1? What's the point of bishop f1? I'm gonna click show threat. The threat is f4, okay, or rook c1. I don't think that it's necessarily making a threat. I just think that my bishop is more useful on this diagonal than it is on this one. It's probably. Knight c4 is good though. And now f6. f6 is another best move. I guess it makes sense. If I allow e5, I mean, I'm really not a big fan of my position anymore, because I'm just shutting all my pieces down permanently. And this closed center position is favorable for the knights. So naturally, I thought e5 would be the best move. Although I had to do some calculation here, because there's a big change happening. I also thought that e5 made sense because I'm just kind of maybe cementing a weakness for my opponent in the future. So bishop a6 is kind of forced. This move, I think I take on b7 and then play g4 or something, is what I was thinking. Or, not here. I forgot about my thing. I have to play king g2. But this position I'm decently happy with. I have the d6 square. He doesn't really want to take because he ends up with this weak isolated pawn. This obviously doesn't work because I take his knight. And otherwise I'm just gonna take on b7 and be sort of happy. So bishop a6 feels like a forced move to me. Taking on f6 felt forced, because if I just move my knight right away, I lose the opportunity. So taking on f6, taking, and then bishop takes d4 is forced. Apparently I can play rook e4, but that didn't occur to me. It just didn't occur to me to play a move like that. If I just retreat my knight to e3, there's knight e2 check, and then I have to play king h1, or I lose a piece, and this is not, this doesn't look fun. I think my king is gimped, and again my knight feels dumb, and that was like my whole point of doing all these things. And I mean, I'm the only one with weaknesses, so this looks hideous. So I have to take this knight before I move my knight, otherwise bad things will happen to me. And now king f7, just to defend the pawn on e6. And rook d1 I chose to trade the rooks because at this point, if I don't really want his rook on d2. It's kind of annoying. I don't see another move for me. My knight is decently controlling. My knight and my bishop are decently keeping his knight passive. I like this. I do think that I'm the only one with winning chances now because his pawn structure is slightly worse than mine. But I just couldn't find another move. I think Daniel said bishop h3 or something. Which is... Or maybe he said rook c1. I think Daniel liked rook c1 here. And this is also equal, but I think I was just being scared. I mean, I think rook d1 is just fine. The only problem now... also, apparently Daniel offered a draw here and I didn't hear it because I had earplugs in. I probably would have taken it if I had heard that because I wasn't ecstatic like with my knight situation. I was having all sorts of weird issues with my knight in my head. It really was never that bad, but so knight c3, knight d4, f4, and then he plays knight e2 and offers did he offer a draw here? Or I guess he offered a draw here and I took it. This is equal. I do think I'm the only one with winning chances, but like, I mean, he has to do something really dumb in order to lose here, which I don't think he's going to do. So, I don't know, like, neither of us felt great about this game, but it just felt like there were no real choices. And in fact, if we look at the graph here, which we will look at right now, where's the window capture? Yeah, so this was the game. It was a 97% accuracy versus 97% accuracy with 0 mistakes, blunders, or inaccuracies from both sides. White is the only one who ever had an advantage, and it was a slight one at that. And we both wanted to win, but there was just no chance to play for a win. So, and it was just kind of funny because we both felt like we didn't play well, but there was like no place to play any better. And I just think that's kind of interesting. I think that it's just a game that didn't suit either of our styles. Well, no, it suited Daniel. Daniel went racing into a worse endgame. So that is Daniel's style. But yeah, I mean, if there was a place where I could have played for a win, I would have, but I just didn't. So anyway, I got second. Daniel got first. I won $266. I broke 2,000, and hopefully I will play better in my next tournament because I don't know, man.